What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us this morning. My son's a long ways away. That's all right. So we're out here this morning, Friday morning, with Mike Urema. Everybody knows Mike from I1 Baits, two-time walleye champion this year, 2 times. And we're out here with Jim Carker. Jim is the gentleman that won the 1,000 subscriber giveaway from the Awakening Angler channel back in July. And we finally got a day picked out. It's a beautiful day. Came out here. We were going to set the world on fire and take Jim fishing. Well,
we set the world on fire.
We did. We did. The Dink Parade continued. We must have caught, I don't know,
all of them. Yeah. Yep.
2 dozen shorts. I mean, we had walleyes from 4 inches all the way up to about, what was that last one? 13 maybe?
Huge.
Given today's crop, it was enormous. I caught the biggest one of the day. I'm just saying.
I caught the smallest.
Yes. He caught the smallest. He caught a perch on a blade bait that on its best day couldn't have swallowed it if he wanted to. And you look at those fish sometimes and you go, geez, what are you thinking? We had a lot of fun. We got Jim a ton of swag, and you'll see some fun pictures. I got a little video. We dressed him up this morning and gave him all his stuff. But we fished, what did we do today? 4 spots?
Oh, we did more than that. We were
checked one fog. The fog slowed us down this morning. It was as thick as I've seen it all year.
That fog was gnarly this morning.
So 1, 2,
at least a half a dozen.
Yeah, we spot checked. Screen looked okay. We fished a lot of history, even because right off the bat, I kind of felt it was going to be a struggle. We had a really bad moon for today. As bad as we've had all week, and it's like a 14% day, and we were in a 0% time for the first couple of hours. So not seeing fish on my screen was not happy, but it wasn't the end all be all, because when they get like that negative, sometimes they'll be right down in the mud, just as neutral or negative as possible, and that's kind of what we showed. Once we slowed down, you could see them on the graph laying down there in the mud, but we're not able to entice them in a manner that we liked.
Yeah, we were generating bites in the right kind, just not the right size, and it is fishing, right?
Yeah. Well, that one walleye that you got, we looked at the gill plate and you can see the mud inside.
Yeah. His gills were full of mud.
Yeah.
So whatever, and I said to both of them as an open question, well, what's he down there digging around in 30 foot of water in the mud for? And there's got to be something coming out of that mud. Maybe it's the change of season. I don't know. Don told me the other morning, and he lives on Muskrat Bay, that he had mayflies. What he thought were mayflies on the screen of his screen door.
Sure. So
we're still within the temperature range that these bugs could be hatching. They just don't do it with nearly the intensity they do earlier in the season. And this year we had a pretty good bug hatch that lasted a long time. So maybe they're still rooting around down there getting nymphs out of the mud.
If you look at the screen now, the fish are actually starting to come up out of it. There's a little bit of separation. We're rolling over a few things.
Yeah.
I mean, those fish are artificially big looking because we're drifting at a hole 303.
Yeah.
So they're going to sit in that cone, but they're there and they're off the bottom now, and they're probably walleyes because they're marking with yellow in them.
Yeah. So we've tried to talk Jim into coming back, and at some point later this season, he will come back, and we'll give it hell again and see if we can't get on a little better bite. In these kind of situations, as somebody that's guided for most of my adult life, you put your finger on a day on the calendar, and you got to hope for the best, and that's what we did today. And the weather turned out beautiful once we got out of that fog this morning. We left the dock. We left Oneida Shores. We launched at 7, and it was 37, 38 degree air temperature. Right off the bat, as soon as we came out of the marina, you said that we had surface temp in the low 50s.
Surface temp 53.1 was the lowest I saw it, and right now it's 64.3. So the 53 was abnormally low, but once again, it's surface temp. It's not indicative of what this lake is doing yet.
Right, and that cold air was sitting right on top of it, so you
Plus,
know.
it's had a little bit of wave action where it was rolling some of that air in, but right now it's slicked off and the sun is up. It's beating on it, so it's going to warm back up on the top again today.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we're still now. You keep this weather up for 4 or 5 days, and you have temps in the overnight temps in the high 30s. It'll suck the temp out of this lake quick. I mean, we saw what it did a week and a half ago. It dropped at 10 degrees in 5 days on the surface. It can happen again just as fast.
11 degrees right now, 64.4 and 53.1 was the lowest we saw. So that's just, like I say, spot to spot. And wet. It must have been some wind that pushed water to the west, because that was the other side of the islands. Once we broke the islands, where the lake's bigger, deeper, it's less change. It popped right back up into like the 62-degree range.
Right, because the shallow west end will cool off and warm up faster.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, it's since we stopped, it's been a constant.
yeah, as soon as we stop fishing, we're seeing better picture on the screen. But it's noon. We're done for the day. Mike's heading to the Salmon River later today. Jim's heading to hunting camp, and I'm heading to a lawnmower near me because my lawn looks like homeless people live in my house. So,
if I could, first I want to thank you. You know, it was a very generous pile of gifts, and your wife Courtney, because I know she had a lot to do with this.
oh yeah, yep.
All of your sponsors, because there was quite a few of them in that bag, and we can give a little bit of a tease on one of them, I think.
Yeah, and I still don't know how to do this. Jim lives in Rochester, and one of the prizes was deer processing from Brad Tenhave and Tenhave's deer processing down in where is he? Jamesville. Jim's not from the area, and he's like, I'd like to donate it back. And he goes, I'll even kill a deer and donate the deer and let it be processed, and we can give it away to somebody that's in need.
Yeah.
I don't know how to come up with who's in need.
We'll come up with a plan.
I mean,
or if somebody has an idea, then
in the comments, if you want to
DMs.
Yeah, true.
DMs.
If you want to DM me and you know a family that could benefit from something like this anonymously, then DM me something explaining the situation, and we'll look at it. We have one to give away, and we would like to give it to somebody who it would really benefit.
And the season starts tomorrow, so you know I'm going to try to fill that this weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow. So it's going to be available sooner than later.
Hopefully.
You're right. Right. We don't want to jinx.
Wait, all those fish today were this big too. But and then I also want to thank Mike. I mean,
you're very welcome.
It was a pleasure to meet you. I mean, you had a great season, I know, but you know, just coming out on the boat, we had a lot of laughs. It was great. I can't wait to do this again.
Agreed.
Like I say, once it gets a little bit better. Today, just a couple of things were off. Anyone knows Oneida Lake, it's slick, no drift. I'm not a troller. We're not going to troll. We'll do a lot of stuff, but we won't troll. Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry about that. And and the moon wouldn't allow that anyways. These fish that we are seeing are right down in the mud. They're just. If anyone doesn't believe in moon phases or bite windows, come fish the National Walleye Tour for a year, and you will see what bite windows are all about, because you better capitalize on them when they open up.
And if you haven't seen one of his blade baits in person, you definitely need to purchase a few of those, because they are a work of art.
Amen to that.
I'm telling you.
Amen to that.
They are new Douglas rod to fish them on.
Yes.
Yeah, a huge shout out to everybody at Douglas Rods for donating. Captain Tony Buffa, who donated one of his walleye rods
and my hat.
And a gorgeous embroidery hat. Everybody. A Pisa Regionale. I told Jim, I said, you make sure that you come back, you bring your wife, and you take her to a Pisa and see our good friend Paul Messina, who owns a restaurant. There's a great gift certificate in there to have any picture you want blown up into poster size from Sunshine Photos.
Yeah, right.
Ta-da! Who wouldn't want this in their house? Probably blown up to like
Right.
40 by 40.
Take the Last Supper off and put the three of us up there.
So thank you, everybody. Hey, listen, we're coming up on 2,000 subs. My goal, here's my goal, 10,000 subs by January 1st. That's where we're headed. We got a great fall ahead of us. You know, we're going to be on the Salmon River more. We're going to be doing some stuff. It looks like I'm going to be heading out to Lake Erie, possibly Lower Niagara. I have an invite to go fish tiger muskies on Atisco Lake. There's a ton of great content coming up. Tell your buddies, tell your friends, tell people you don't even like. Subscribe to the channel. I think everybody so far has liked what we're doing. So, and it's only going to get better. And Jim, thank you for driving out today on a Friday morning to go fishing. Mike, thank you.
Thanks for having us out.
For hosting on this great Ranger platform. This is such a beautiful boat to fish out of.
It is. It is.
And Mike's got open dates for the Salmon River, for Lake Ontario, or for Oneida Lake if you still want to get a charter in this fall for anything from smallmouth, walleyes, salmon, steelhead coming up. So you can always get a hold of Mike. I'll have everything linked below. In
Some of our best trips are coming up when we start jigging hair jigs in the Oswego Harbor for brown trout. And if you haven't tried that yet, that's an exceptional day.
Amen to that. There's
You never
a
know.
ton of good fishing. Listen, tomorrow is October 1st. We are not anywhere near done with fishing season. Not by a long shot. You know, I'm expecting 2 to 3 solid months of going every day still. So, and it doesn't, you can go chase damn near anything you want this time of year.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, the perch bite's going to come on, fall crappies, walleyes, smallmouth, everything I just went through. So stay tuned. And you know what? Don't just watch us. Get out in your boat and go fishing. That's really what it's all about. We try here on this channel to give you enough information to have you go out and be a little more successful on your next trip. And that's really what it's all about and what we try to do. So I think for everybody here today, we want to thank everybody watching and all our great sponsors. I think I'm good.
Talk about helping us fish. Everything came on either a perch color or a silver blade bait or a purple glide bait. Purple glide bait seemed to be the ticket today. Caught more fish, bigger fish.
Yep,
between those
and
two.
the bigger one, the bigger moonshine glide bait.
And hopefully Don got to try the new thing because we forgot to test the brand new jigs.
Yeah.
I got 4 molds in yesterday from a custom company, and I poured some up, and we haven't got to see them swim yet, but new stuff coming. More new stuff for 2023, folks.
Those are a work of
More
art.
new stuff.
Those-
New finishes, new patterns, new colors. Stay tuned. All right, let's do it on 3 on the way out. 1, 2, 3. Keep your tip up.